What up, dog? This Prophet Mahmoud represent all the cast offs worldwide. You don't know what a cast off is? A cast off is being who you are, even when it's unpopular. When your thoughts and what you stand for is different in the crowd, you are a cast off. And this is episode 2 of Cast Off TV. And we always gonna start every episode with a quote and just something to make you think different, to make you, make you see things from a different perspective, or to for reassurance. You might know this, but you might not have the words to explain this, and you might, want to make a decision, but you just didn't know. And so hopefully when we start to show off with quotes and just not even quotes, because that sounds so trendy. I got a quote, a motivational quote. But it's just a word, you know what I'm saying, that might, spark a thought or just spark an action. And today's word is shit. You might not be asking for too much. Matter of fact, you're not asking for too much. You just might be asking from the wrong person for real. And that goes in friendships, that goes in business, that goes in relationships with the opposite sex. And so just imagine, for example, right? Like say that you got a business and you want this amount of money for a person to partner with you. And they might be like, no, that's too much, man. No, I'm cool. You might not be asking for too much money. That just might be too much money for that person. Somebody else might see the vision and be like, you know what? I love it. Matter of fact, I'd have gave you more. I'm all in. Or you might have a product for sale. And people might be like, that's too high. I'm cool. You might just be asking for the wrong person. Was nothing to them might be everything for somebody else. And so you might just be asking the wrong person to buy your product. You might be a good woman and you just want a man like, if we have an issue, don't run to social media and put our business out there. Just come to me. And for some people, that might be too much. But for somebody else, they might be like, I understand that. I was wrong, or another person might not feel that either. And so a lot of times you're not even asking for too much for real. You just asking from the wrong person for real. You might make music. You might make good music. And it's about something real. It might not be the trend, trap, or murder, or kill, or bitch twerk this. And you might be talking about something like a J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. You feel me? And I'm sure people told them, no, nobody want to hear that shit, man. We want the hoes, we want the weed, we want the murder, we want the trap. And you know what I'm saying? And they probably had asked people, did they like that? No, we don't like that, man. I don't want to hear that shit. And that was just the wrong person. You got to find your audience. And so a lot of times, man, we ain't asking for too much, man. We just asking the wrong people for real. And all those examples that I just said, it's what make that quote so profound. When you say that, a lot of people just think of boyfriend, girlfriend shit, but that shit go way deeper than that for real, man. I'm about to answer some questions that people have been asking me online. And the first question was, have you ever got something that you asked for and then didn't want what you got? Yes. That is so profound, man, because a blessing too early is actually a burden. A blessing too early is actually a burden, man. And so you might be asking for a woman. You might be asking, I have done this. I was praying for the right woman. The right woman came and I wasn't mature enough to handle her. I wasn't mature enough. I wasn't humble enough. I wasn't understanding enough, and so I've been blessed with a lot of good things. And sometimes I was too immature to handle the blessing. Like even in music, like when I used to do music, my talent got me in positions with power. I mean, to be in meetings with powerful people, but my maturity level wasn't there yet. I went in there with a bad attitude, thinking like I'm the shit because I got a big song and I got a following and all this, and and they might be dressing weird or they might be, whatever. And me being judgmental and arrogant and shit on certain situations, I'm acting like a jerk and an asshole. And so, I prayed for this, but that blessing came too early. Now, if it had came later on in my life when I went through certain shit I had to go through to humble me, I could have had it better. I could have handled it better. That's like, you give a 16-year-old $10 million. Man, they gonna blow through that shit. That $10 million might kill them. But let them live a little. Let them live a little. Let them work for every dollar they had, and let them worked up and got $100,000 and lost it all, and got it back and started a business and worked and built the business up and crashed the business, went bankrupt, and then they know what they need the money for, and and what to spend it on. Understand assets and liabilities, and then you give it to a mature person. You give them $10 million, they gonna do better of it. And so a lot of times, man, a blessing too early is actually a burden, for real, man. And that's real. And so, yeah, I got a lot of things that I asked for. Shit. And didn't want what you got. Man. So, shit, that's real. Okay, I'm gonna answer another question. Online dating, like or dislike? Dislike. Weirdo universe. If you want a weird person, meet them on some online dating shit. I ain't never been an online dater. Never. I always thought that was some weirdo shit. But I ain't gonna lie. I made an online dating profile, not even to find a date. I was being manipulative because I was using the women I met on there to come to my Instagram so I could send them videos to grow my YouTube. But it was a woman that I said I'm gonna go on a date with, and it was just a hell date. I had made a vlog about this a minute ago, and she was like, before we met, she's like, my first date should be on a plane. Our first date on a plane. That's what I want. I want to meet a nigga and we fly to an island, and that's going to be our first date. And that was her attitude. I'm thinking, that's why you on these dating sites, bozo. For real. Like, date on a plane? Have you ever went out of town with somebody and you didn't like them? That is the worst experience in the world. Even if it's a person you know and they just bad company, always complaining, I'm hungry, I'm too much walking in too high. They'll fuck your whole trip up. Just imagine going with a stranger and she end up being a total whack job and you stuck with this motherfucker for 5 days and you ready to blow your fucking head off. So hell nah. And then a lot of times, man, this is where we go wrong with dates. For real. I learned this personally. A person could love the experience of the date and they'll think they like you. Or you had a good time on that date and you would think you like that person. You ain't got to know that person. For real. And so, fuck all them extravagant dates, doing all this, going to these high-class restaurants and doing all this experience, man. Fuck that. Man, you go meet a person and y'all talk for 2 hours. You get to know this person. And don't ask what's your favorite color or you like, oh, no. Ask them real shit. If a man cheat on you, are you gonna cheat back on him to get even? Ask some shit like that. What's the most important thing to you in a relationship? And it if a man get paralyzed, it seems like every girl you meet is so sex driven now. Sex be the main priority in a relationship. And so you gotta ask them, since sex mean that much to you, what if you married to a man and he get paralyzed and his dick don't work? Are you gonna leave him? You got to ask deep shit like that. You got to get to know a person for real. And so we love the dating and getting the experience. And then you get with a person like, damn, we 5 years in. Like, you think like that? No, you should have got to know this person. You fall in love with the experience and then you start fucking without having a real conversation. Now you fell in love with the sex and stuff like that. And now your vision all blurred and shit because, we so sex driven now. That we, it don't matter what a person stand on, morals, what they spirit like, nothing. They fucking me good. That's all we care about now. And so, you need to ask them questions and shit like that, man. Hell no, I'm not about to whine and dine you then realize I can't stand her. Nah, shit. We gonna get to know each other. And so, man, it's too many weirdos on them dating apps, man. And so one lady did understand what I was doing. She was like, I ain't coming to your Instagram to be a fan. And so, I was going to ignore her, but I wouldn't even date a woman who ain't supporting what I'm trying to do. For real. That's the main thing. Like, man, I don't care about, man, that's one of the most, if you ain't supporting if you ain't, that go for men or women, man. If a person ain't behind your vision, they ain't the person for you for real. And so, man, like shit, I done went on a whole little rant. A simple questions went to 10 minutes in this video, and I only got so long on here with y'all. I apologize. Let me get back on track. I was going so long, my fucking throat got dry. Prophet, what is one thing you are tired of? One thing I'm tired of for real is all this fake pro-black shit. Do Black Lives Matter? But then we turn on the rap song, they talking about smoking on dead ops. And so even LeBron James, all this fake ass black shit, but you was rapping King Von shit when he talking about smoking on Tuka. Man, Tuka, 16-year-old black kid who got murdered in the streets. And you rapping that shit, cheering that shit on with eating popcorn. But then you care about black people. But that little black kid life ain't matter to you. Or we watch First 48 eating popcorn and shit. Oh, the black man is, and oh, white people killing us. But we watching First 48 of these young black men killing young black men, entertained by that shit. That black man life ain't matter to you because you entertained by his death. But all of a sudden you Malcolm X when the police kill a black man. Or all this fake ass pro-black shit. But we glued into anything with a nigga killing a nigga. Love it. Cheer the shit on. Are you not entertained? Loving that shit. And that's one thing I'm tired of. Another thing I'm tired of, I know I'm supposed to be talking about one thing, is all this, how we worship the drug dealing life and not and too afraid to fucking sell drugs or don't want the consequences to come up with it. And so we be at 9 to 5 talking about I'm in my trap. No, bitch, trap is selling dope. And so when you got working people and people not criminals just so fascinated by the criminal life, calling now gang, my gang. You ain't never been a part of no gang war, ain't shot nobody, been shot. Not saying it's a good thing to be there, but what I'm saying is so infatuated by it that you will put it to your life that ain't got nothing to my gang and all this shit. Going to my trap. Oh, trap just don't mean selling drugs. Man, shut the fuck up. Quit trying to twist some shit to fit you. Man, trapping is selling dope. I'm going to my trap, 9 to 5. Another thing I hate, I'm getting a bag. A bag is illegal, untaxed money. It came in a brown paper bag usually. Whether you was making a drug transaction or you doing a show and a motherfucker hit you with a brown paper bag money, it's illegal because it ain't taxed. And a lot of times niggas be signing labels and they don't want the label to know they getting that money because the man they signed to get a piece of that shit so they get a brown paper bag. And no, you know what I'm saying? That's back in the days. But now, get in the bag. You got athletes, get in the bag. No, bitch, you getting a check. At 9 to 5, ooh, who got the bigger bag? No, you getting a check or direct deposit. Motherfuckers want to be criminals so bad but scared to be criminals. I can't stand that shit. Just take anything criminal and try to fit it to your life. Like, get in a bag, in a trap, gang. Shut the fuck up. Some people just need to get beat up. Sorry, I said I was going to quit cussing. I said I was going to quit being violent. All that. And I said I was going to stay on topic and I always go left field. Sorry about that. Did I answer all the questions? Did I ask all the questions? I think I answered all the questions for show 2. But I can't leave without leaving y'all with this message. And it's going to be the same message every day to everybody who ever listened to me become respectful people. Respect everything and everybody. You don't treat a man better just because he's rich or just because he's dangerous and you're afraid of him. You be respectful to everybody. You respect the punk like you respect the tough guy. You respect the homeless man like you would respect a billionaire. You lead with respect. You respect everything and everybody. If you call somebody a name and they don't like being called a name, just apologize. Just take total accountability because as a man, we got to be accountable for everything because the moment we blame anybody, we give them the power and we can't make a change because it's everybody else. And that's what I want to leave with today, man. Be always accountable and always respectful. One love, Prophet Mahmoud representing all the cast stars worldwide. One us.